Hey everyone, Becky and I have been thinking a lot about the whole coronavirus situation, as everybody has, of course, and she came up with this very great idea to make DIY masks. You know, we're hearing all about masks and testing and sort of the key issues of the day, and the masks are, of course, a huge issue. They're hard to come by, pretty much impossible to find now. There's conflicting information about how much they're going to protect you or not. And of course, there are the two kinds of masks. You have surgical masks to protect others if you're sick, the respirator to protect you if you have to go around sick people, the N95s. And, the deal is that, you want a mask.
I think they're saying something is better than nothing right now. That's the latest, that having some protection for yourself as well as others, whether you have symptoms or not, is better than nothing. Unfortunately, we're at that point. And so that's a very scary place to be, by the way, knowing that you can't protect yourself. But I think you can, and it's not going to be perfect, but it's what we can do with what we have. The reason why we feel the urgency for this is that we are hearing reports of, hospitals running out of masks as they're treating people on the front lines, the doctors and the nurses, either having to share masks or reusing masks. Just having to be conservative with them, and some have been. It's so amazing to hear the stories of some have even started sewing their own masks at the hospital, so they're using a surgical cloth, which I'm sure you guys already know because I'm sure you're following the news like I am. But that's great that they've taken it into their own hands to do that, to extend the life of the masks that they're using by coming up with creative ideas. I think we can also do that for ourselves. So again, this is not perfect. This is not instead of what they're, if you can get an official mask of any kind, great. Or maybe if you have extras to donate even, because you need to do that sooner, then you could do that. That's your choice. But if you just want to, because we're all stuck in the home, and if anyone gets sick in the house, and you want to have some even level of protection from each other to, feel a little bit better about containing, I don't know if that's the right word, but keeping the droplets from spreading even within your own home, or if you must leave your home to go shopping, maybe when you go out you can just put this thing that I'm going to show you how to make. It's a temporary thing. It's not, a permanent fix. So I want to be clear about that. And I think it's the best I think we could do. And if you feel safer, I feel safer, and shielding others and ourselves with this simple thing, try it. I don't know. So what do you have to add to that?
Yeah, and this is definitely in the spirit of something is better than nothing. In addition to the reports about hospitals making their own masks and people, being nervous about this, etc., we're hearing reports about people who have to go to the hospital, which don't go if you don't have to, but if you do, people are walking into the hospital with covering their face with their hand,
and also,
or a scarf.
Right.
And that's also probably better than nothing, but
not
I think
really,
this might
because
be
I
better
have
than
to
anything.
add that if they're using a scarf or a handkerchief, I imagine, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I don't really know any of this. This is just my guess, my assumption. But the germs are in there, so if you're reusing that, it'd be better to have something that you can use and cover and throw away. That's just, this is not in criticism of anybody in the healthcare. Amazing job. I'm sure I could never do what they're doing. Just doing what I can for myself and my family.
Yeah. So the idea is something better than nothing, disposable, something absorbent to sort of catch those droplets, and as good as we can do without the real stuff, which of course we can't get access to now. So why don't you explain the materials? You said you wanted to walk through those.
Okay.
And then,
All right. So. Yes. All right. So let's see. I found a couple of things in the market that, again, are not perfect. I can't stress that enough. But I think it's better than nothing. Okay. So one of the things that are out there are these blue cloths. They come in blue, pink, white. It's I bought it on Amazon, I think last month. Not for this purpose, but I wanted something that was thicker than your average paper towel. And so it's thick, it's reusable, although I don't suggest you reuse these. These are just to make a mask and throw them away because we don't want to reinfect ourselves or spread the germs.
and we'll include a link to where to order those down below.
So this is one of the things, super strong, really great, better than a regular paper towel. If you can't order these, maybe try construction paper towels, which are also thicker. I also found these other things that it's called Swispers and the dollar store, again, a long time ago. You might be able to get it now. I won't have a link, but basically they're cotton cloths, they're cotton cleansing cloths. So maybe you can Google that. These are all cotton. If you're afraid of anything with color, with dyes, I get it. And then there's also this box that I bought from Amazon. These are from a company called Winner, and they're 100% cotton, also thicker.
It says cotton tissue, but this is not like a Kleenex. Like, this is a very strong material. So if you like double it up, triple it up, whatever, it's going to be much better than Kleenex. You know, not as strong as these maybe.
Right. So that's the first part. That's the main part of the materials that you need. The second part would be tape. Tape such as cloth tape. We have breathable gentle tape, and I have paper tape. This is just from CVS or the drug section, whatever, meant for your skin. And you could also use Band-Aids too. Anything that's meant for putting it on your skin for sensitivity, or just in general it's safe to use, I would suggest using those. Maybe masking tape or painter's tape in a pinch, I don't know. That's not meant for the skin, but if you really don't have any or you can't get out of the house to buy these other tapes, again, something better than maybe, I don't know. So it's really up to you to, it's up to you to decide, to make your own decisions, but this is what I found. So let's see, here is just so you know, obviously you guys are all familiar with what a regular surgical mask looks like. The size is roughly 4" by 7". 4 this way, 7 that way. Meant to fit over, I believe, your nose and your mouth. And then they come with elastics. The thing that I'm making is a no-sew, no elastic, because who has elastic? I mean, I do, because I come from a world of, I'm a crafter. But not everybody does, and not everybody can sew, so what do? I guess we all have to improvise. So let's see, I have a sheet of this blue, again, back to this blue paper that I found, the extra thick one. That actually, each sheet can make 4 masks.
With a minor caveat being, if you have a bigger face or a giant nose, like some people, unlike me, I'm talking about, you will only be able to make 3, because it's a tiny bit small on me at that size, so you might want to make it a little bit wider.
All right, so I'm going to take this blue sheet of white ball, actually, it's that cloth-like paper, and I'm going to cut it to form the mask, the main body of the mask. Set that aside. These folds, by the way, this piece of cloth napkin comes pre-folded, so you just use what's already existing. Then you take this, you fold this in half, and there you have it. That will be the main part. Here's a measuring tape, measure approximately, doesn't have to be exact. First measure maybe about 1 inch. Use that to hold your 2 pieces, top and bottom, together. And then simply take about a little over 2 inches. So you just put the tape on this corner, and then you do the same on the other 3 corners. And there you have it. If you can't get tape, you can use Band-Aids. Here's another, same thing, but using Band-Aids as your adhesive. Give it a shot, different Band-Aids, different sizes, do what works for you. 1 in each side. As I mentioned, you can use other materials. If you don't have the blue towel, or what I've been using as a blue towel, this is a piece of the cotton tissue. It's thicker, it's a cloth-like material. You can take that, fold it over however many times. It depends on what you have access to, how thick you think you might need it to be, because you want it to protect you, and at the same time, you want to be able to breathe, obviously. So, fool around with that. Come up with, and then you just have to put your, cut it down if you need to. I think the regular mask is roughly 4 inches by 7 inch is the surgical mask size. So if you want to use that as a guide, trim it if you need to. Do what you have to do to make it fit properly on whoever it needs to fit. But, just use your scissors, do whatever. All right, so here's a finished mask. Not very pretty, but I think functionable. Bill, Bill's going to show you how to use it.
I'm going to Vanna White it here. So you just put it on, kind of obvious. That's what a surgical mask looks like, where it goes. And you just tape it to your face wherever it feels comfortable. And, hopefully you all can still hear me on the mic. But the gist is, I haven't shaved today, and I haven't even showered here today. So I'm a little greasy. And so earlier I tried this and it came off. But, you find the place in your face where it sticks. This one, like I said, is a little bit small for me. I would probably want this at least another inch or like another ½ inch up my nose and a little bit more on my chin to cover myself as best as I possibly can. But I can breathe fine, I can speak fine, obviously, and I think this is going to help quite a bit.
All right.
Compared to nothing.
And I just want to add that this is definitely a temporary fix, obviously. We haven't been using it long enough ourselves to really be able to guarantee anything. Definitely don't wear it if you fall asleep, if you're napping. It's not meant for that. If you happen to, if your child gets sick and you put one up, please always, make sure you supervise them, or, be careful with that. Because it's where we would hate to sort of, for something, I don't think anything's going to happen, but you always should supervise children, right?
Yeah. And by the way, for you, if you do wear it, when you're done, which is very short-term temporary use, it's going to be covered in virus droplets, right? So open the garbage can, have that open first, so you're ready to throw it out. Grab it, peel it away as carefully as you possibly can. Throw it out. If the tape gets stuck, fine, ignore it. Throw it out. Wash your hands carefully. Then pick the tape near your eye.
All right.
Wash your hands again, etc. Be very, very cautious.
Which is a great point, Bill. It's definitely right. I forgot. So really, even before you put it on, you should wash your hands and do what the CDC and everyone recommends, the 20-second rule, soap all that, dry it off. Put it on. After you put on the mask, every time you touch it and you're adjusting it, wash your hands again. It's a lot of washing, but I think it's important too, right? Just like everyone's agreed now, everyone knows. But especially when you're fooling around with the stuff on your face, when you're not supposed to be touching your face, we get that, but to put the mask on and off, you have to weigh whether or not that's going to work for you. But definitely wash your hands before and after, and when you adjust it.
And try not to adjust it, honestly. Probably don't even generally adjust it. Don't touch your face. I mean, that,
right.
You hear that, right?
And actually, for people who are used to touching their face, just like I am, a lot of people, this might even help you to remember not to, because there'll be a barrier. And then maybe slowly you'll get used to not doing it even more. Because you really, I don't know. Or maybe it'll make you touch your face more if you have to adjust. I don't know. Everyone is different. But we are aware of those things.
Yeah. So I think that's it. And, please, comment.
Oh, one more thing.
Yep.
One more thing. Sorry, one more thing. Being from the crafting world, and all, I realize that, you can make these. I don't know about you, but I like to sort of be prepared and make things ahead of time. And so if you have them and you have the time because you're home, after you wash your hands and you gather your materials and everything, maybe make a stack of them just to be ready. Maybe have it, set aside. Maybe make a couple dozen. I don't know how many people are in your family, your friends. Make enough to share, or just at the ready for yourself and for others. So you're ready, because you never know if you do get sick or someone in the house gets sick, you can use it inside. If you run to the store and you want to just put it on because it makes you feel better or it makes them feel better, and it is a barrier, it's ready. You don't have to, each time you don't have to sit down and make one or two or whatever. Make many, or as many as you feel like,
And it's so easy to do. You just cut up you don't have to get the tape for the edges out. All you need to do is fold it over and tape it together. It's going to take you 5 minutes, to make a dozen, right?
Yeah, so just have it ready. Stick it in like a little plastic container or something, and then you know it's there. And I know it makes me feel a little calmer just to have this little thing. I hope it's something that'll help make you feel like you can do something for yourself as well while all this uncertainty is happening.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.